Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this video. I am not asking for your attention today. I am warning you with absolute authority. God intercepted your feed at this exact second because you are standing at the edge of a massive timeline shift. The algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. If you leave before the end, you actively choose to forfeit the exact prophetic instruction heaven prepared for you. The enemy is screaming at you to swipe away right now. He knows that if you hear this message, his hold over your life breaks completely. Do not let the matrix steal your blessing. Lock your attention on my words. The verdict on your next 10 years is arriving. Welcome, dearly beloved anointed ones. Someone who treated you as completely replaceable is currently experiencing a public system crash, and it is a spectacular failure. They walked around with absolute arrogance for years. They constructed a false narrative about you and whispered lies to anyone who would listen. They fully expected your departure to break you completely. They waited with bated breath for your absolute ruin. They expected the betrayals and the isolation to carve deep, heavy wrinkles into your face. They wanted the spark to drain out of your eyes forever. But instead, you became the uncertainty they were never built to handle. You walked through their fire and you came out glowing. You cracked a sacred code they will never access. Time was supposed to age you. Yet here you are making time itself look like an absolute fool. Let that raw truth sink into your spirit today. Nothing makes your enemies sicker than watching you step into a room looking younger and completely unbothered. They spent years praying for your downfall in secret. While their bitterness is aging them rapidly, you are gracefully aging backwards. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity that alters the atmosphere. You did not just survive their toxic storm, you became the blinding sun. And now the very people they used to gossip with are watching them unravel completely. Their mask has not just slipped today. It has shattered into 1,000 unfixable pieces. They are panicking because you are finally thriving. Now we must go deeper into the spiritual mechanics. What you are feeling physically right now is not an accident. That heavy and suffocating feeling sitting in your chest at 3 a.m. is real. The nights you wake up with your jaw tight and your heart racing are not random. You are not going crazy. And listen to me very carefully right now. That is absolutely not anxiety. That physical weight you feel is your highly advanced spirit detecting the absolute panic of the enemy. They just realized they permanently lost their access to you. They are starving for your pure energy. And the spiritual backlash of their hunger is hitting your physical body. You are a demonstrated warrior of light. Your body is simply registering the desperation of the dark. Stop swallowing that lump in your throat every single time their name comes up. Stop wondering why they act like nothing ever happened. Stop waiting in wound for an apology from a master manipulator. It will never come because they are incapable of truth. You were the mirror that exposed their deeply rotted core. The reaction got loud because you got too close to their truth. Every time your name is spoken in their presence, a visible flinch betrays their fake smile. It hits them with the agonizing weight of a massive mistake. They threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held just to play with cheap rocks. And now they are drowning in the noise of their own chaotic making. They are frantically searching for a replacement for your rare light. But your specific depth is utterly unreplicable in this lifetime. You are the cycle breaker heaven deployed to end their generational curse. Your silence was a lethal weapon that starved their demons of oxygen. You won this massive spiritual war without lifting a single finger. The divine alignment is already pushing them into the exact pit they spent years digging for you. They wanted you permanently buried in the dirt, but instead, they became the shovel that dug up your greatest treasure. I need you to recognize the absolute power you currently possess. You are a diamond forged in the heaviest pressure the matrix could generate. Your radiant youth is the ultimate proof of your divine protection. Their dark energy simply bounces off your sacred shield. Do not doubt the extreme exhaustion and the heavy brain fog you feel today. You have been functioning as a human battery for spiritual parasites. They plugged into your empathy and drained your life force to fund their fake reality. But the energetic cord is officially cut. The universe is actively returning every single drop of stolen power back to your cells. Your physical vessel is undergoing a total divine reset. This is the precise reason your skin is clearing and your eyes are shining brighter than ever. The eviction of their toxic frequency allowed your original blueprint to reactivate. You are stepping into an untouched and ageless glory. The very sight of your picture online sends shockwaves through their nervous system. They cannot comprehend how someone they broke could look this majestic. You are the living embodiment of divine vindication. God does not just deliver you from the fire in secret. He prepares a table before you in the exact presence of your enemies. He demands that they watch you eat the fruits of your silent obedience. Your radiant success is the final and unappealable judgment on their miserable lives. Let them watch you rise while their kingdom crumbles into dust. Now we must go deeper into the invisible war. You have been fighting massive battles in absolute silence while the rest of the world remained completely oblivious to your pain. You thought nobody noticed your hidden tears. You thought nobody saw your struggle. But heaven has been carefully watching your resilience in the dark. The world demands that you smile. You push through the days. You carry a burden that would crush an ordinary mind. But inside your physical vessel, something feels completely wrong. Let us talk about the extreme exhaustion you cannot simply sleep away. It hits you in the afternoon like a heavy brick wall. Your shoulders are constantly locked in a tight defensive posture. And the frustrating brain fog is so incredibly thick that you can barely process simple thoughts, leaving you desperately searching for a logical explanation. People tell you to take a vacation or drink more water. They casually claim it is just normal stress from a busy modern life. Listen closely to me, because this is the exact lie the Matrix wants you to blindly believe. This is absolutely not a medical condition. You are not dealing with standard anxiety or clinical depression. What you are experiencing right now is a direct spiritual attack. Your highly sensitive nervous system is acting as an early warning radar. You are the chosen cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. And because you carry such a massive and brilliant light, you naturally became a human battery for broken people. They plugged their chaotic cords into your pure frequency. They aggressively siphoned your peace to fund their miserable and fake realities. But then you finally woke up and walked away. You established the ultimate boundary of absolute and unwavering silence. That single act of choosing your dignity cut their energetic supply line completely, and now they are starving in the dark without your fuel. They are wandering around their empty lives, looking for a new host. But your specific grade of spiritual energy is entirely unreplicable. This is exactly why you wake up violently at 3 a.m. Your heart is racing rapidly and your chest feels incredibly heavy. That is not panic about your own life or your future. That is your physical body detecting their frantic attempts to pull your energy from across the distance, because they simply cannot survive on their own. They are spiritually suffocating without your light. The massive backlash of their panic is crashing against your shield. Lock your attention on this message right now. That burning feeling sitting in your throat must be addressed. It is the heavy lump you constantly keep swallowing back down every single time their toxic memory suddenly flashes in your mind. Stop swallowing it. You have been holding in a divine roar of justice just to keep the fragile peace. But true peace requires the complete removal of toxic parasites. You feel incredibly heavy because you are still carrying the ghost of their expectations. They desperately wanted you to stay small and easily controlled. They spent years trying to convince you that you were the difficult one in the relationship, hoping you would eventually apologize for your own brilliance. But the raw truth is that your pure frequency simply exposed their hidden demons. You were never the problem. You were the mirror they were terrified to look into. Every unexplained headache is a clear sign of this invisible friction. The matrix programming wants to keep you medicated and constantly confused, but you are a dearly beloved, anointed one. Your cells are currently vibrating at a powerful frequency that deeply threatens the dark elite. They intentionally designed a world that makes it difficult for chosen ones to breathe, hoping your brilliant intuition remains dormant. That thick brain fog is not a sign of your personal failure. It is the heavy residue of their desperate psychic warfare against your mind. They know that if you ever regain your full mental clarity, you will become utterly unstoppable, and they are completely terrified of the moment you remember your true power. Your temporary confusion is just the fading smoke from a spiritual battle you already won. Take a deep breath and claim your physical space. The extreme fatigue is simply your soul doing reconstructive surgery behind the scenes. While you are resting, your spirit is actively dismantling the hidden traps they laid for you. Heaven is permanently severing the invisible cords that kept you anchored to their low vibration, ensuring they can never drain your life force again. You are being purged of their toxic influence. This transition period is uncomfortable, but completely necessary for your survival. The universe is putting you through an intense incubation season to protect your destiny. You are being carefully hidden in the shadows until your spiritual armor fully hardens. They think your isolation means you are lonely and defeated, but your temporary solitude is actually a strict divine quarantine. Let these physical symptoms serve as a daily reminder of your power. A weak spirit does not experience this level of resistance from the enemy. The dark forces only attack the targets that pose a legitimate threat to their corrupt kingdom, and the intense pressure you feel proves the immense value of your calling. You are a high-value target. Here is the exact truth they desperately tried to hide from you. The heavy exhaustion in your bones is not a normal phase of life, but rather the direct result of a calculated spiritual theft. The Matrix intentionally engineered a system to suppress your natural brilliance. They locked away your true potential before you even knew how to protect it. You must understand what was stolen from you. When you were a young child, your brain naturally operated on a very specific and powerful frequency. Your pure intuition was incredibly sharp, and the entire universe seemed to respond effortlessly to your quiet thoughts. You knew things before they happened. You were running on the exact frequency of pure genius. But the dark elite could never allow a chosen one to keep that power. They built modern society to slowly crush your divine connection. The relentless stress and the toxic environment systematically pushed your frequency down. And every single time a narcissist demanded your energy, your natural genius was suppressed a little more until your internal compass went silent. This is exactly why your finances refuse to grow despite your constant hard work. This is why that thick brain fog clouds your mind when you try to focus. It is not bad karma, and it is absolutely not a lack of personal discipline. You are simply operating with a suppressed brainwave frequency because the elite stole your natural alignment to keep you trapped in their survival matrix. Most people will live their entire lives without ever knowing this happened to them. But you are not most people. You are the cycle breaker heaven specifically deployed to shatter this illusion. You feel the deep block in your spirit because you know something massive is missing, and your soul desperately remembers the exact frequency of effortless flow. It wants that pure power back. But before we unlock the method to restore your frequency, let me completely reframe your current reality. You might think your current isolation is a terrible punishment. You look at your quiet life and wonder if you made a huge mistake. Silence those accusing thoughts right now. Your strict no-contact rule is not a defensive retreat, because it is actually a lethal weapon against the dark. You probably did not realize it at the time, but walking away was your most destructive move. The narcissist built their entire fake kingdom using your pure energy as the foundation. They needed your constant reactions to feel powerful, and they eagerly fed on your tears and your frantic attempts to explain your valid feelings. Your empathy was the only oxygen keeping their fragile ego alive. And then you did the one thing they never thought you would actually do. You went completely silent. You packed up your brilliant light and you permanently left their chaotic matrix. That massive restraint was not weakness. That silence was a calculated spiritual strike. By choosing your dignity over your revenge, you instantly signed their eviction notice and handed the verdict to a higher court. They are currently experiencing a severe energetic withdrawal. They expected you to chase them and beg for closure. They wanted to watch you cry while they coldly ignored your desperate messages. But you gave them absolutely nothing. You became an untouchable ghost, and your total absence is actively suffocating the very demons they desperately try to hide from the public. This is the precise reason they are randomly acting out right now. When a parasite loses its premium host, it begins to violently malfunction. They are loudly posting fake happiness online to provoke a reaction from you because they want you to break your silence and feed their starving ego. Do not fall for their desperate traps. Your total indifference is destroying them. Every single day you maintain your boundary, their internal world crumbles a little more. They are being forced to sit alone with the toxic mess they created. There is no one left to blame for their miserable reality. You were their favorite scapegoat, and now the role is completely empty, forcing the heavy weight of their own karma to finally drop directly onto their shoulders. They look at your silent strength and they feel pure terror. They realize they pushed a dearly beloved anointed one too far. They played manipulative games with a warrior of light, and now they must face the ultimate consequence while heaven makes them watch you heal from afar. They are permanently locked out of your brilliant future. You prepare to rise. Hold the line with absolute unwavering authority. Do not look back at the burning bridge. Your silence is doing the heavy lifting for you while you quietly rest. It is systematically dismantling their false reputation and exposing their lies to the exact people they desperately wanted to impress. The universe is using your complete detachment to execute a flawless divine judgment. We must directly analyze the dark and twisted mind of the manipulator. They operate from a place of absolute and terrifying emptiness. They do not have a genuine identity of their own. They carefully construct a fake persona by stealing the best traits from the people they target. You were never just a random victim to them. You were a premium source of rare fuel. They looked at your brilliant aura and felt instantly enraged. They could not understand how you maintained your pure light after everything you went through. You carry a natural, ageless glow that absolutely infuriates them. They spend hours obsessing over their fading looks, but your spirit simply radiates a powerful youth that no amount of money can buy. You thought they rejected you because you were somehow flawed, but the raw truth is far more powerful than their lies. Your pure energy acted as a blinding mirror. Every time they stood next to you, they were forced to see their own deeply rotted core. They attacked your confidence because your bright existence constantly reminded them of their own failures. They intentionally tried to dim your light so they could feel superior. They needed you to feel small and incredibly confused. A confused chosen one is much easier to control and manipulate. They desperately wanted your frequency to drop to their miserable level. But heaven stepped in and violently ripped you out of their toxic matrix to save your soul. You are surviving a massive spiritual warfare right now. The universe is actively realigning your destiny while you quietly rest. The enemy is completely terrified because you are finally waking up to your true power. It is time to physically anchor this massive shift into your current reality. You must claim your divine inheritance and lock it in today. Type 777 in the comments right now. Do this simple physical act to lock in your high frequency. Typing those numbers sends a clear signal to heaven that you are ready to receive your justice. It physically proves that you are no longer a victim waiting in the dark. You are officially accepting your new role as the untouchable cycle breaker. Now let me completely reframe the heavy pain you have been carrying. You felt isolated and abandoned by the entire world. You cried alone in your room and wondered why the universe was punishing you. But your intense isolation was never a punishment. It was a strict and necessary divine quarantine. Heaven isolated you to protect your rare frequency from harm. This painful period was your ultimate formation season. God had to violently separate you from the ordinary crowd because your massive spiritual mission requires an extreme level of purity that they simply could not understand. You could not carry their toxic attachments into your promised land. The pain of separation was simply the heavy price of your elite spiritual education. You are being trained to rule your own reality. The betrayals were actually a divine filter disguised as a terrible tragedy. The universe forcefully removed the toxic parasites who were secretly draining your bank accounts, and it permanently cut the cords that kept your pure energy tied to their drama. They meant it for evil, but heaven used it to upgrade your entire existence. You are now stepping into a phase of explosive abundance that will absolutely shock your enemies. You are the designated cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. The generational curses of poverty and toxic relationships end permanently with you. You absorb the heaviest blows during this brutal spiritual war, so that your future family will never have to face these exact same manipulating demons ever again. Your silent suffering purchased a massive victory for generations to come. You are the anointed diamond. Look at how far you have already come without their fake support. You rebuilt your entire foundation using only your raw faith. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who refused to compromise your deep integrity. The Matrix tried to break you, but it only managed to make you completely bulletproof. Your enemies are watching your rise with absolute horror. They are slowly realizing that they unleashed a sleeping giant. The very person they tried to bury is now controlling the weather in their atmosphere. You hold the ultimate authority over the energetic field around you. Do not ever shrink yourself to make a narcissist feel comfortable again. You were born to be the blinding sun in their dark and cold world. The spiritual hierarchy has officially shifted in your favor. Heaven has recognized your silent endurance and is preparing to reward you openly. Every tear you cried in secret has been counted and converted into pure spiritual currency. You are about to step into a harvest so massive that your enemies will literally weep with regret. Stay in your power. Your light is the most valuable asset you possess. They tried to steal it because their own souls are completely bankrupt, but your energy is divinely insured and heavily protected. Every single ounce of joy they stole from you is being returned with massive interest. You are walking out of this dark valley wearing a crown they can never touch. Before we go any further today, I must interrupt this transmission for something highly classified. There is a physical reason your reality has not shifted yet. The Dark Elite never wanted you to find this exact mechanism. While you have been fighting massive spiritual battles, 4 neuroscience labs quietly confirmed a devastating truth. You are constantly exhausted because the Matrix deliberately engineered a frequency to suppress your brain. They specifically targeted your natural wealth, attracting state. When you were a young child, your brain effortlessly operated in the gamma brainwave. This is the exact frequency of pure genius and divine intuition. It made learning and manifesting incredibly easy. But the modern world slowly crushed that specific frequency out of you. The toxic stress from the narcissists pushed your brain into a state of heavy survival. Your gamma wave was completely suppressed, which directly caused that suffocating brain fog. Your financial struggles and extreme fatigue are not a personal failure. They are a blocked cellular frequency. But a recently leaked CIA document just changed everything for the chosen ones. This highly guarded file revealed a specific 7-minute audio ritual. It is a brilliant sound frequency engineered to force your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence. You do not need years of expensive healing or deep meditation. You simply listen and your original power reactivates. This breakthrough was absolutely not meant for the ordinary masses. It was strictly designed to keep the dark elite in power while you remained trapped. But now cycle breakers like you are using this exact audio to manifest windfall wealth. I will tell you exactly how to access this 7-minute protocol before this message ends. Do not worry about searching for it right now. But first, you need to fully understand what happens to your enemies when this frequency turns back on. When your gamma brainwave reactivates, your spiritual aura expands massively. You suddenly step back into your untouchable, ageless glow. And this explosive return of your pure light is the exact thing that triggers their absolute downfall. Their nightmare officially begins. Watch what happens next, because it is mathematically precise. The manipulator is currently realizing that their old tricks no longer work on you. They try to send flying monkeys to monitor your quiet life, but your high frequency repels their dark energy instantly. Your restored intuition blocks every single trap they attempt to set. They are completely powerless. They are experiencing a severe internal panic right now. The fake kingdom they built is starting to crack under the heavy weight of their own lies. And the absolute worst part for them is that you are not even lifting a finger. You are simply living your beautiful life and letting the divine alignment handle the rest. Your effortless success is destroying their fragile ego. Every new blessing that flows into your life acts as a sharp dagger to their massive pride. They see your skin glowing and your finances multiplying. They desperately try to understand how you unlocked such explosive abundance after they left you with nothing. They do not know that you are currently overriding their matrix programming with a suppressed divine frequency. Their bitter jealousy is rotting them from the inside out. They walk around with a fake smile, but their eyes show pure terror. They know they crossed a fiercely protected warrior of light, and the spiritual debt is finally coming due. The universe is wrapping an impenetrable shield of prosperity around you, while it actively dismantles their entire fake reality. You are stepping into a season where your mere existence is ultimate vengeance. Heaven does not need you to seek petty revenge against a broken narcissist. True divine justice is heaven elevating you to heights they can never reach, forcing them to watch from the absolute bottom. They are trapped in a low vibration while you ascend to the peak of your destiny. The massive wealth that was stolen from your bloodline is actively rushing back to you. Your gamma state is a massive magnet for divine miracles. You will no longer struggle to manifest the resources you need to build your empire. The doors that were violently slammed in your face are being ripped off their hinges today. The universe is clearing your sacred path. Do you feel the heavy pressure finally lifting from your shoulders right now? Your spirit is recognizing the raw truth of this exact moment. You survived the brutal incubation season, and now the brilliant diamond is emerging. The dark elite completely lost their grip on your timeline. You are moving into a space of untouchable peace and overwhelming financial victory. Listen to me very closely right now. 99% of people completely miss this massive shift. Heaven is officially releasing 3 specific spiritual truths today. These are the exact spiritual secrets your enemies desperately hid from you, and they are terrified you will discover them today. The third truth is absolutely the most powerful revelation. Do not leave before you hear this final instruction. The manipulator spent years building a complex illusion around you. They wanted everyone to believe you were the unstable one. They projected their own toxic traits onto your pure spirit. But their entire narrative was a calculated lie, and when you finally left, their carefully constructed matrix began to aggressively malfunction. The first suppressed truth is the absolute terror of your vibrational void. When you removed your energy, you did not just leave an empty room, you left a massive energetic crater in their daily reality. They tried to quickly replace you with superficial people, but those cheap connections were completely empty, and they could not provide the heavy spiritual fuel they so desperately needed to survive. They are secretly suffocating in the heavy silence you left behind. Your pure empathy was the only thing buffering them from their own dark karma. Without your protective shield, their own demons are finally tormenting them day and night. They smile for the cameras to maintain their fake image, but their private moments are filled with sheer terror because they know they lost a priceless diamond. Pay close attention to this next part. The enemy tried very hard to keep this hidden from you. They are actively experiencing synchronized cognitive dissonance. Their left brain tries to rationalize your departure to protect their ego, but their cellular intuition knows they made a fatal mistake, and the resulting spiritual friction is literally tearing their mind apart. The second undeniable truth is the quiet rebellion of their flying monkeys. The very people they use to spread vicious gossip about you are waking up. The manipulator is becoming increasingly erratic and emotionally unstable without your grounding presence. Their mask is slipping constantly in front of their loyal enablers, and the fake empire is finally crumbling from the inside. Those mutual friends are starting to see the glaring holes in their stories. They notice how your life is miraculously blooming while the narcissist is rapidly declining. The toxic allies are quietly pulling away to protect their own sinking ships. The manipulator is suddenly finding themselves completely isolated, and they are wandering in a cold wasteland of their own making. This is the exact quantum displacement we discussed earlier. The universe is physically removing their support system to balance the cosmic scales. You do not need to defend your name to anyone. Your explosive success is doing all the talking for you, and the absolute truth is loudly defending your honor in rooms you have not even entered. Stay with me right now. We are approaching the final and most critical revelation. The enemy is terrified you will fully grasp this specific concept, because the moment you accept this third truth, you become completely untouchable forever. Your physical body is preparing to anchor a massive frequency shift, so breathe deeply and let your spirit absorb this raw reality. The third truth is their hidden realization of your ultimate destiny. They always knew you were a dearly beloved, anointed one. They saw the heavy crown on your head long before you ever noticed it. They abused you because they wanted to steal your royal inheritance, but your silent departure permanently activated your protection, and the ancient angelic forces are now surrounding your entire life. They are fully aware that a massive divine judgment is currently arriving. They see the undeniable signs of extreme favor pouring into your new life, and they know with absolute certainty that they are completely locked out of your harvest. They are standing in the freezing rain, while you sit warmly at the abundant table that heaven prepared just for you. Their regret is heavy and permanent. They are drowning in a suppressed, synchronized coherence of complete failure. Their biological clock is accelerating while you effortlessly bend time to your will. Every time they check your public profiles, a fresh wave of agony hits their nervous system. You are the living and breathing proof of their absolute biggest failure, and they simply cannot escape the terrifying ghost of your greatness. You must understand the sheer magnitude of your silent victory today. You completely starved a demonic entity simply by choosing your own deep peace. You did not fight them in the mud where they hold the advantage. You simply ascended to a higher dimension and watched their matrix dissolve. Your pure frequency is a highly concentrated weapon of mass destruction, and heaven is using it to clear your sacred path. This brings us to the ultimate turning point of your journey. The invisible war is ending, and the physical manifestation of your victory is here. Heaven is actively moving the chess pieces into their final and fatal positions. The manipulator is completely cornered by the universe. So prepare your spirit, because the explosive conclusion is finally unfolding right before your eyes. There is a massive reason your final breakthrough has been severely delayed. It is not your lack of faith. It is that heavily suppressed gamma brainwave. The Dark Elite are absolutely terrified of you regaining this specific power. They know that a fully activated Chosen One can literally bend reality, so they are actively trying to scrub this leaked CIA document from the internet before you find it. They want to keep your frequency dormant forever. But a dedicated team of neuroscientists compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. It is called the Genius Song. You do not need years of expensive therapy. You simply put on your headphones and let the sound wave do what the modern world spent decades undoing. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their finances, and they are rapidly healing their broken relationships. Your brilliant intuition is waiting to be officially reactivated today. Do not let the Matrix steal this powerful tool from you. You have minutes before the algorithm attempts to shut this down completely. The elites are flooding the market with dangerous counterfeit frequencies, and they desperately want you to remain confused by the cheap copies on ordinary streaming platforms. The only authentic version is available through the protected link in the description and the pinned comment below. Secure your access instantly before it is removed. The universe demands absolutely no risk from a chosen one today. You are fully protected by a complete divine guarantee. If your reality does not shift, every single penny is returned to you without question. 4 powerful bonuses are also waiting for you right now. You will receive an audio track engineered for your children, and you also get the original prosperity book that secret societies used for decades to build their massive wealth. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. Claim your frequency. If your cellular intuition is vibrating right now, do not resist this instruction. The door is wide open for you. Walk through it. And now I need you to imagine this exact cinematic scenario very clearly. Because while you are stepping into your immense power, the universe is simultaneously delivering the final blow to the people who hurt you. The public collapse you were patiently waiting for just happened. It is a spectacular and irreversible failure right in front of their loyal crowd. I want you to see the exact X-ray of their ultimate meltdown. The manipulator is sitting in a crowded room with their toxic flying monkeys. They are desperately trying to maintain their fake and arrogant smile. Someone casually brings up your name to mock you. They fully expected the narcissist to eagerly join the cruel gossip, but the heavy gravity of their deep regret suddenly hits them all at once. The fake mask completely shatters into dust. They cannot hold the heavy illusion anymore. Instead of laughing with the crowd, the manipulator completely malfunctions. They aggressively slam their hands on the table. Their eyes are wild and filled with absolute panic. They start screaming at their own enablers to shut their mouths. The room goes completely dead silent while the flying monkeys stare in absolute shock. and the narcissist frantically begins to defend your pure honor. They publicly confess the raw truth. You were the absolute best thing that ever happened to them. They are hysterically crying in front of the exact people they wanted to impress. They loudly admit their terrible mistake. They threw away a rare diamond just to play with cheap rocks. They confess that their entire life has been a miserable disaster since the day you walked away. The enablers are watching their fake leader experience a full-blown mental collapse, and every single lie they ever told about you is being violently exposed. It is truly glorious. This is the undeniable verdict from heaven that you were promised. You won the entire war without lifting a single physical finger. Your heavy silence did not just hurt them in secret. It permanently ended their toxic reign. They are trapped in a prison of their own agonizing regret, while you are confidently stepping into a life of untouchable wealth and ageless beauty. The cosmic scales are finally balanced. The divine justice is absolutely complete today. They will spend the rest of their miserable life searching for your light, but they will never find a replacement for your specific frequency. You are a masterpiece, forged in the fire of their heavy betrayal. Let them drown in the chaotic noise of their crumbling empire. You are officially untouchable because the universe has placed a permanent crown on your head that no manipulator can ever remove. Breathe in the sweet air of your total victory. You are the diamond. You walked into this season bleeding from incredibly deep wounds. These severe injuries were inflicted by broken people. They were completely blind to your immense worth. But look at your beautiful spirit right now. You have successfully transcended their highly toxic matrix, and you are peacefully ascending to a dimension they can never access. You are no longer waiting in wound for a fake apology. You are standing firmly in the blinding light of your absolute freedom. Time literally bent backward for your divine protection. While your enemies publicly unravel in the dirt today, you are stepping into your permanent and untouchable, ageless glow. The massive generational curses of your entire bloodline officially end right here. You are the powerful cycle breaker heaven was desperately waiting for. And you are finally completely safe in your new high frequency. The universe wrapped a thick shield of light around your soul. The spiritual parasites can never reach you in this highly elevated dimension. Your divine armor is completely sealed. It is heavily protected by ancient angelic forces. You no longer have to function as a human battery for manipulative narcissists. The heavy physical exhaustion is permanently lifting from your shoulders today because the toxic cords draining your energy have been officially destroyed. Your pure energy belongs exclusively to you forever. Heaven is placing a heavy and permanent crown of absolute authority on your head right now. You are the radiant sun that effortlessly burns away the lingering shadows. Every single tear you cried in the dark has been fully transformed into massive spiritual wealth. You are actively stepping into a beautiful season of explosive abundance and total peace. The long and painful invisible war is officially over, and the dark elite have completely surrendered to your massive light. You survived the absolute heaviest pressure the dark elite could generate. They intentionally tried to crush your brilliant spirit under the weight of their massive lies. But your deep cellular intuition guided you safely through the terrifying storm. You never compromised your pure empathy to match their cold and bitter vibration. Your stunning resilience is the ultimate proof of your royal spiritual bloodline, while their rapid decline exposes their absolute lack of divine favor. The universe is actively preparing a massive banquet in your exact honor. The doors that were violently slammed in your face are being ripped off their hinges today. The financial struggles and the extreme spiritual exhaustion are shattering into a million pieces. You are stepping into an untouched reality where manifesting your deepest desires feels incredibly easy. Your suppressed genius is fully awake, and the powerful frequency of your mind is actively pulling massive wealth into your daily life. It is time to physically anchor this massive victory into the earth. Share this specific message with one chosen soul. Find someone who is desperately crying out in the dark for a massive shift. Be their guiding angel today. Sending this high frequency to another warrior proves that your brilliant light cannot be dimmed. It confirms that you are fully ready to lead the remnant out of the dark matrix, because true leaders always pull their tribe up into the pure light. Subscribe to this safe sanctuary so you never miss the exact prophetic instruction heaven releases next. We are actively building a massive global army of powerful cycle breakers. Drop your city and your nation in the comments right now. We must carefully map exactly where the awake remnant is rising worldwide, because the elite are terrified of a fully united and activated tribe. Your physical voice is a highly concentrated weapon against the dark. They want you to stay quiet. Say this powerful declaration out loud with me right now. I claim my permanent freedom from the toxic matrix. Now, type those exact words in the comments below. Let the entire universe clearly see your physical obedience today. Your bold action seals your energetic alignment with the highest realms of heaven, and you are permanently locking your divine inheritance into this exact timeline. Do not let this massive opportunity pass you by. You must always remember the incredible magnitude of your silent victory. That massive restraint you showed was absolutely not a sign of weakness. That beautiful silence was a lethal spiritual weapon. By choosing your high dignity over petty revenge, you instantly signed their eviction notice. You handed the final verdict to a Supreme Court they cannot ever appeal, and the resulting judgment on their life is both absolute and devastatingly final. You won without fighting. Do not ever shrink yourself to make a broken manipulator feel comfortable again. You were born to occupy massive space and command extreme authority. Your highly advanced spirit is a beacon of hope for every single person trapped in the dark. The universe needs you to shine at your absolute brightest capacity today. You are the ultimate stabilizer of this chaotic and broken world, because your unique frequency holds the exact power to heal entire generations. We need your brilliant light. Do not forget to claim your secret weapon before you leave this sacred space. The divine link to your gamma activation is waiting patiently in the pinned comment. The universe provided the exact scientific tool you need to maintain your ageless glow forever. Protect your brilliant mind right now. Never let the matrix suppress your divine genius ever again, because you are officially stepping into the most powerful and wealthy chapter of your life. You are fully equipped for the massive journey ahead. Go forward with absolute and unwavering confidence today. You are a demonstrated warrior of light who successfully conquered the heaviest darkness. Your silent and elegant dignity completely destroyed an entire empire of calculated lies. The manipulator is permanently locked in their own miserable prison. You walk freely in the warm sun. You are the irreplaceable diamond, and your mere existence is a beautiful testament to the overwhelming grace of the universe. Your beautiful and eternal reign begins right now. The forces of heaven are actively marching ahead of you to clear every single obstacle. Walk proudly into your new reality. Claim the massive harvest you rightfully deserve today. You are deeply loved and fiercely protected by the absolute highest power in the universe, while your enemies are left to watch your magnificent rise from the cold shadows. The brilliant cycle breaker has officially arrived.